Choices for life. The interesting thing about choices is we all make choices, including the ones who think they do not have the freedom to make a choice. They perhaps choose to not make a choice. But one intriguing aspect of choice that we generally forget is, while we are free to choose, we do not have the freedom over the consequences. Someone said this very well. We are free up until the point of making a choice, and then the choice controls the chooser. That's why it's very important for us to make right and sensible choices in different stations of life. But then to make choices, you need to know what is the purpose of life. Stephen Covey reminded us long time ago. Begin with the end in view. Plan what you want to achieve in life and then order your life accordingly backwards. That's an important advice that he gives us. So then the question emerges, what is the purpose of life? I share this with many university students and corporates. I tell them this, you are not your own idea. You're not even your parents' idea. They only know about you after you arrived, and then they give you a name. Only God is big enough to tell you what your purpose of life is. Steve Turner reminded us long time ago, looks aren't everything, luxury is not everything, money is not everything, health is not everything, success is not everything, even everything is not everything. There's more to life than everything. So the question of purpose is one thing you will have to resolve with your Creator God as you set out to make choices in life, because consequences are beyond really our control. Have you heard the story of this little boy who did well in school, but he was known to copy? He would always cheat and somehow he made it to the top. One of his teachers knew that this guy was a cheat, but allowed him to get away. And this boy managed to consistently cheat and make it. And then years later, he's got a thriving business, which again he has kind of used fraudulent means to amass wealth and success. But somewhere deep within, there was a sense of having cheated people along the way. So trying to appease that conscience within, he decides that in one reunion that he was going to have with his schoolmates, he would do a quiz. He would call back his entire class and he would also participate in a quiz that would be hosted by one of their teachers. So the whole thing was planned, it got underway, and guess what? This guy manages to win. And even this time, he cheated. In a private moment with that teacher in the washroom, he looks at his teacher squarely in the eye and says, "What's the big deal? I have cheated. I cheated since my school days. I've always cheated. But please look at where I have come. Look at my estate, my property. Look at my classmates, where they have come. What's the big deal? Does it really matter that I cheated?" As he kept asking this question, unknown to both of them, there was a third person in the washroom, as someone had just flushed the closet and walked out. Guess who this person was? This rich man's young son. He had heard the whole story of his father's confession, and for the first time he knew that his father was a cheat, and his whole face looked so flushed. The teacher turned to this rich man and said, "It does matter, doesn't it?" In life, our choices affect our future. In fact, the no's that we say in life would be a lot more defining than our yeses in a world of multiple choices. So begin with the end in view. And as Stephen Covey also says, be proactive. Don't just blame genetics or circumstance. Jim Collins, the management consultant, said this: greatness is not a function of circumstance. It is largely a function of conscious choice and discipline. So may you make choices in life that will bring you satisfaction, fulfillment, and happiness, not just for yourself, but even for the people in your circle of influence. God bless you.